If you take one thing away from this video, I hope it is this. You need to stop waiting for everything to be perfect to be happy. I've been on a healing journey, and one of the most pivotal, impactful things that I realized is I had to stop putting my happiness in the hands of other people. Getting to the point where you're not actively seeking out other people to make you happy takes a long time, and I think this is a series that I could break down into several videos, but today I want to talk to you about solo dates. Yes, dating yourself. And this is something I've taken a lot of joy in, and probably something that a lot of my friends never really understood. There's this stigma about taking yourself on dates and, doing things for yourself that traditionally a partner would, like buying yourself flowers, buying yourself jewelry, taking yourself to dinner, that sort of thing. But I have learned to thoroughly enjoy this, and I think it's a core part of how I was able to move from a person who was unhappy and reliant on other people to be the source of my happiness into someone who's more firmly in charge of her own happiness. In my opinion, a solo date is most memorable when you're treating yourself to something you wouldn't normally do. So because I've been going on solo dates for a long time, for many years, I regularly take myself to dinner. I, regularly buy myself a special piece of clothing if I've hit a milestone. So pick something that you wouldn't normally do to make it memorable. And I would also highly suggest aligning your solo date to your love language, right? So you have acts of service, you have touch, you have gifts, you have quality time. I'm forgetting what the fifth one is, but for me, my love languages are quality time and gifts. I have quite a few solo date ideas that I thoroughly enjoy, and I believe a lot of these you're not going to find in other people's lists. So let's start off with one that I have upcoming for myself, and that is a flower bouquet workshop. So instead of relying on someone else to go and purchase you, those perfect flowers that you've always wanted, that you think that they should just show up with and read your mind and know exactly what type of flowers and arrangement you want, put all that aside and let yourself be the creator of your dream bouquet. Second thing that I think would be a really cool solo date idea is getting a professional color analysis. Dressing for your body and for specifically your features is something that I talk about a lot. Color analysis is a key part of that. I'm not going to go into a huge ramble about it, but if you want to look into color analysis, I will have some suggestions in the description box below if that's something you're looking into to enhance your wardrobe. But for those of you who don't know what color analysis is and how that plays a role in how you dress yourself, you're basically finding the most flattering, the most perfect colors for your set of features. You can see I'm looking a bit pale today because I'm not actually wearing my right colors as far as my top goes, but I am wearing the correct color jewelry because I'm warm toned to my skin. Gold flatters me best, so does rose gold. If you've ever been unsure about what metals to purchase for your jewelry, having a color analysis done can be a game changer. It will completely change how you shop for your clothing. Actually, the topic of what jewelry to suit your skin tone is a nice segue into today's sponsor, which is Ana Luisa from New York. I love Ana Luisa pieces. I am extremely picky about what I put on my body, not just because I want to be, but because my skin is so incredibly sensitive. I have eczema, I am incredibly allergic to nickel, so I can't even wear the cheap stuff if I wanted to. If you are looking to gift yourself and your love language is gifts, you might want to check out Ana Luisa. They're doing their self-love sale right now. And the reason I really like Ana Luisa as a jewelry brand is they have integrity and quality in each of their pieces. Ana Luisa is also a carbon neutral company, and I really like their packaging too. I've actually been test driving both of these necklaces and both of these rings for over a week now. I have no issues with them, no rashes or swelling, no discoloration. They're still super shiny. They clean up super well. I don't take them off when I shower or anything like that. I'm the sort of person when I buy something for myself, it's usually so that I can wear it constantly and not take it off. There are a bunch of different styles to pick from on the website. They have gold, they have silver, they have minimalist, they have kind of like sweet and dainty, they have more bold and chunky. There's a different style out there for everyone, and I think it's a great brand to look into if you are looking to just treat yourself and start getting into being the own source of your own self-love and your own self-happiness. So thank you, Ana Luisa, for sending me these pieces. I have so many other ideas for solo dates. One thing that I am actually doing this weekend is I'm doing a crafting course. So you can pick whatever craft you want. Like if you like pottery or glass blowing or some other like knitting. There's so many things out there that you can learn and teach yourself and empower yourself with this new knowledge. So I would recommend looking into creative crafting courses, because not only are you learning a new skill, gain this sense of self-respect with the more skills and the more knowledge you acquire. So what I'm doing this weekend is I'm actually doing a neon sign crafting class, which I think is so cool. This place is really cute. I will also put the information in the description box below, because I think it's great for a solo date. You get to learn a new skill, and then you actually have something usable you can take home and put in your physical environment. And when you look at it, you can be like, oh, I made that. I learned how to make that. Visiting an exhibition, so whatever your passions are, whether it's like expensive cars, technology, art, whatever you really enjoy and want to be immersed in, treat yourself to a full day or a half day at an exhibition of something that you love and you're passionate about. You never know, you might even run into other people there and make new friends and make new connections and learn something new about something you're interested in. It's a very empowering step to immerse yourself in something that you love and that makes you feel alive. Similar to that, you could take yourself to the theater, see a ballet, see a live performance, dance. There's all sorts of crazy theater productions, especially if you live in like these bigger cities. So you never know, check out what you have happening at your local theaters. A mixology workshop or craft brewery tour. I've done both of these, and I have to say they're really cool. I mean, obviously a brewery tour is a lot more like low key. You wear your sneakers, you go around and see the process of how beer is made. But mixology courses are also really cool because they teach you the skills for, you know, introductory level mixology, and you can recreate what you've learned at home. And I think you could also take the same skills that you learn with, you know, flavoring alcohol into a beverage and also apply it to non-alcoholic beverages. So I think that's a really cool one if you like to entertain. Similar to that, you know, tantalizing the taste palette, you could also take a cooking course in a cuisine that you love. So if you've already done a lot of, you know, taking yourself out for solo dates to dinner, you could amp it up a notch and take yourself to a cuisine cooking class in a type of food that you like. So if you like French or Chinese or Italian, or if you're vegan, you know, you can take cooking courses that are specializing in that and then take that knowledge home and apply it in your own kitchen, which I think is super beneficial, like just for everyone, like whether you're single or not, having the knowledge of how to assemble a dish based on flavor and presentation. I mean, that's a lifelong skill, and I think that's something really empowering to check out if you haven't done that before. Lastly, I think that you should also consider visiting nearby attractions to you. So these could be things like nature parks, amusement parks. It could be a famous building, public gardens. If there's anything on your list that you've just thought to yourself, I should really check that out sometime, do it. Take yourself on a solo date to that thing that you always wanted to see in person. I don't know about you, but I actually have a running list in Google Maps of places that I want to visit. So sometimes when I have a little bit of time to myself, I just go to that list and I see, oh, I went there and there. Oh, there's something I haven't done yet. And I go on and check it out. And that's nice because a lot of times these things are free. One last tip about solo dating, and I could go on. I've got more ideas. If you want a part 2, just let me know. I also want to throw out for you that your solo date list, it doesn't need to be like a boring old list that you keep in your phone or you write down. You could like make it this whole experience of like writing it out on nice paper with a fancy pen and storing it in a mason jar or some sort of other like nice little porcelain box that you like make the whole experience of picking the date and thinking of the date its own, you know, tactile experience in itself, which is very good if you tend to be indecisive about what to do, or you just want to be able to be able to decide at a moment's notice what you're going to do. Having a little place to keep all your solo date ideas is very good, very handy. So you can just grab something and say like, that's what I'm gonna do. I have half a day to do it and I'm just gonna go do it. If you take one thing away from this video, I hope it is this. You need to stop waiting for everything to be perfect to be happy. You get to choose to be happy. And yes, there can be factors and people in your life that push you into a state of distress or being unhappy. That is absolutely true. But you can also choose to pull yourself out of a rut. You can choose to pull yourself into a happier place. You can choose to treat yourself. If someone isn't living up to your expectations or people letting you down, you be the person to pull yourself up. You be the person to treat yourself the way that you want to be treated. Treat yourself as your own first and true love, because there's no one else that is guaranteed to be there for you from the start of your life to the end of your life than you yourself. If you are the person who controls when you're happy and when you're not, then no one can take that away from you. And I think that's a very, very empowering move, especially if you're in a relationship. What I've noticed after about a year of solo dating and being my own best friend and genuinely investing in my own happiness without waiting around for others is I realized I started to show up differently. I'm showing up differently for myself, in my mind. I'm also giving off a different energy, and it's almost palpable. Like when people are around me, they pick up on it. And I feel like I'm becoming more in touch with the woman I was before I started assuming that my happiness needed to be in my relationship or in this or in that or in my career. When I took the power of my happiness away from these external sources and brought it back to myself, I genuinely started feeling a lot better. And if you've been following me for a while, especially on Instagram and on my website, I've spoken about, I have depression, I have anxiety, I have complex PTSD. So I do have a lot going on. I know it's not the cure to everything, but it certainly makes things a lot easier when you can wake up and, you're feeling rough and you can say, you know what, I can turn some of this around myself. I don't need to wait for so-and-so, or I don't need to wait for this or that to happen. I can do that myself. There's so much in the love and happiness industries of making people happy that are very focused on you have to fix yourself so that other people can consume you. And I think part of that absolutely is true, but the flip side of this is you don't need someone else to make you happy. You really can be that source of your own happiness, and that doesn't make you selfish. That just makes you balanced and whole on your own. After becoming a mom for the first time, that opened up this whole new door, this Pandora's box of panic and judgment that I was inflicting on myself. Like, I can't take time for myself, I can't spoil myself, I can't this, I can't that. And once I started talking to other moms, I realized that way of thinking is so common and it's so destructive. So I hope that if you're watching this and you tend to think about spoiling yourself or pursuing self-love as a selfish thing, it is not. Take it from me, I tried that already. That just digs you further in the hole. You are more than entitled to take care of yourself and to show yourself the love that you deserve. I want to thank Ana Luisa one more time for sending me these jewelry pieces. I am genuinely loving them quite a bit. Don't forget to check out their sale. I have a link for you in the description box below. I'll see you next time.